our event side of the business actually started from house parties. Uh, we were just trying we were just trying to be cool, to be honest. And doing events then kind of got me to figure out to realize that we could actually take this to being something that's more solid or that's structured. And what we started doing is going to nightclubs that aren't really getting a regular clientele. And what we started doing was structuring deals whereby the club would pay us to pretty much bring people to the clubs, and every month we'll do one event. And through that, we ended up getting a few contracts, and now we actually do a weekly event at a nightclub, and that's that space. But through the corporate companies that I've worked with, we then realized that wait, there's it's not that it's one structure. Doing nightclub events and corporate events is two different things, but at the same time, it's one mentality in terms of what's needed to be done before the event, at the event, and after the event. And through that, we've now started doing things like product launches and book launches and stuff. And that's to me, that's where I feel like I'd really love the business to go to. And then another space that we've just entered now is the festival space. We have an arts festival that we curate, and what we're also trying to do with that festival space is enter the rest of Africa, I would say. So we're speaking to someone in Malawi who owns a resort and a brand in Malawi, and that seems to be working out. So it's more, it's everything, if I put it that way, in terms of events. But where I'd really want to go to is the corporate event side. I want any brand that wants to release something to feel like we can give them something that's slightly different from just, okay, there's a brand and that's the shoe we're launching or whatever. We kind of want them to feel like if they come to us, they can get a whole different experience for the event. Okay, not to sound cliche or anything, but I think just having an attitude of not giving up is the first thing. I think nothing is always going to go as you planned it. In this industry, we're in a space where one wrong thing can cause like a chain effect of everything else going wrong or everything else almost going wrong. There will always be things that will almost go wrong at events or when it comes to telemanagement or anything. And if you're someone who's going to give up quickly, then it's not the space for you. The second thing is sacrifice. Like you definitely going to have to sacrifice a lot of time, a lot of people, relationships. A lot is going to fall to the side because of the fact that you're pretty much putting your life on. Your life depends on the business that you are running, and everyone else below you is depending on you making the right decisions, the right calls. So because of that, a lot of things are going to suffer. A lot of things are going to be sacrificed and suffer because of that. Another thing I think, based on the fact that my company started through it, I would say find your passion, and again that's very cliche, but find your passion, and find that thing that you would do if you weren't getting paid. If you could just live for free somewhere and get food and do that one thing for the rest of your life, do that and then make that your business. And then lastly, I think there's money in almost anything. So you just need to find how the money can be squeezed out of almost any situation. So you should be very business minded, and I would say you don't have to study business for you to know how to be business minded. It's just about knowing where to ask, am I getting paid for this? Or can we get paid for this? Cool. Someone once told me that your team are the people that are helping you out before you ask them to help you out. So when it comes to my events, usually when I start like sharing them on social media and stuff, I'd use the festival for example, because that's the one that generally needs more people in terms of people to work. The moment you start sharing it, you see the people that react a lot, and react the most. And if those people are people that generally have time in their lives, those are the first people that I approach, and I'm like, listen, I need someone to help me with marketing, to work with the activation team or anything, and those people become my first team. And then everything else that's lacking, I generally try and find. How I do is I generally try and find other young companies as well that are working in that space. So for PR, for example, for my event, we do PR for our artists, so we could do PR for our event. But because we're too busy trying to sort out the technical side of things, we'll just give that to someone else who's young and doing PR. And yeah, I think there's a very big group of people out there who are willing to jump onto things like this. There's also a group of people that are just willing to get free tickets, so they'll work for that. So at the end of the day, if you really need someone to help you out, if there's budget for it, you'll find them. If there's no budget for it, like I said, your team is the people that are already helping you out before you ask them to.